Yeah, no, right? Yeah, start with a round of applause. Thank you all so much for being here. Like, wow, look at this turnout, right? Thank you so much for making your way here to celebrate with us this morning. The Make It Center, right? What is the Make It Center? You'll have a chance in a moment, after about 30 minutes, to wander and explore for yourself. Essentially, though, we wanted to build a space that invites exploration and encourages discovery of career paths that connect purpose and passion. So that's what we built, a very interactive and immersive career exploration center. We have some visionaries here with us. So behind the team and the group that brought this together is two important visionaries. We have Roy Spence and Dr. Rhodes here today. We're going to hear from them, and we're going to start with Dr. Rhodes.
Well, thank you, Janelle. You know, people say vision without execution is hallucination. And I can tell you this, there is no hallucination there because we've got the people. I sometimes make the mistake and I call them executioners. And I've learned that that's not the right word to use, but they do carry it out. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you for joining us this morning. This is a great crowd, great turnout. There's a lot of people that I want to thank today, but I want to tell you just a little bit about what's going on at the Make It Center, and a little bit of, so, you know, what we're trying to do is for young people and older people is to imagine their purpose, to find their purpose, and how do we help make that happen? And this is where this comes in, that because where can you step into firefighting gear to fight a virtual fire, or become a welder virtually, or design a food truck, or feel the adrenaline that comes when you're saving a life? That experience, so that's the kind of experiences that can happen here. It's not like anything else in education. This is different. It's a new day in education. And this is something that we want to inspire young people and people of all ages to find what is their career passion. What do they love doing? So we built this center with the dream to build brighter futures in our community. And that's exactly what's happening. Even though this is the ribbon cutting, I can tell you people are sneaking in left and right. A lot of that has to do with me. I keep bringing visitors by saying, hey, Janelle, by the way, can you talk to this group? She said, when can I get my job done? So this year marks the 50-year anniversary for ACC. And so, you know, this is important for us to set a new stride in the delivery of education and how it should be. And so that's why we get so excited about this. And that's why we're so excited to see everybody turning out today. You know, since 1973, hundreds of thousands of students have turned their purpose into a great career that leads to upward mobility. And it's something that, you know, we hope at ACC that everyone feels empowered to pursue. You know, in just a few short months, 3 to be exact, and I think it's 13 days from now, I will be retiring. But I can tell you that having spent decades, and I wish they hadn't put decades because it sounds like I'm old or something, but I spent decades in higher education. Actually, it's like 47 years in higher education. But the last 12 years here at ACC, and I can tell you, I have loved every day of being here at ACC. But I see from those 47 years the power of education and changing lives and changing families, changing communities, because education is the great equalizer that we see. And this is the only way to experience it. So we hope that at the Make It Center, others will also come to realize what their passion is and to experience it. And we want you to send people, because I don't want Janelle to be bored. So we want you to send people to come and visit. We already had a busload of fourth graders come by, and we hadn't even announced it yet. They just appeared. And then during the summer, we're going to have Girl Scout camps actually taking place over here for the months of June and July. So we're excited about that. But, it's not just the young people that come. It's their parents. It's their grandparents. It's siblings. It's everybody coming to understand. So I want to say thank you today to a number of people who make this possible. And I'm going to start with our Board of Trustees. And so we have with us this morning from our Board of Trustees, Dr. Nan McCraven, immediate past chair of the Board of Trustees. And I think she recycled as chair a few times during the last few years. Gigi Edwards-Bryant and Steve Jacobs. And we've got former trustee, Dr. Nora De Hoyos Comstock. And then I want to recognize a lot of people from within the college that have really worked hard to make this happen. I'll start with our provost, Dr. Monique Umphrey. Our Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, Dr. Shasta Buchanan. The Director of the Make It Center, Dr. Janelle Green. Her partners in crime, Curtis Stevens and Dr. Willie Martinez. And then look over here, the entire Make It Center staff, look around. And then the construction, under the lead of Jamie Hand, and I probably ought to call her Dr. Jamie Hand because she earned it during the last few months here. So project management. Our facilities and operations team that are spread out, but under the direction of Dr. Molly Beth Malcolm. Our campus manager here, Linda Morrison. Where is Linda? And if you don't know, because, people talk about my age, Linda Morrison just celebrated 50 years of service at ACC. And then, going into this design and trying to figure out what we should present and how it looks, all of our academic and technical programs throughout the district have participated in making sure that we have the right type of equipment and presentation and support services. So Dr. Galen Scott is here, and Gretchen Reel also want to recognize. Then, Brett Lee, Jessica Vess, and the entire marketing and public relations team. So where are they? They're running around making things happen. And then Pepper, and you're going to get to meet Pepper in just a little while. But also, from outside of the college, but now are members of the ACC Riverbat team are the architects. So BGK, and I saw Jay Barnes is here. Tommy Kasurik. Tommy, I saw your hair, so I saw you when you walked in. And Todd Kaiser is here with us. And from Vaughn Construction, Jose Villarreal and the entire team. And the ones putting the technology together as a subcontractor, NV5 and CTI. We have our very special friends from University Federal Credit Union here with us too. They are spread out. From our foundation board, we've got Dr. Bill Lasher. TWC Commissioner Aaron Demerson was with us just a few minutes ago. He had this, Aaron's still here, all right. And Judge Andy Brown. And Bruce Elfont, Travis County Tax Assessor Collector. There. And I might add, a former student of ACC. So, at ACC, we say collaboration plus innovation equals transformation, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're the transformative partner in Austin, Texas, and in Central Texas. But, when we talk about vision, we talk about a man named Roy Spence. And I just have to tell you that I had the pleasure of inviting Roy a few years ago to be our commencement speaker, to talk to our graduates. And he stood up there and he shook hands with every single graduate who walked across the stage. He came, I just have to say, he came away a different person. Because he saw the hope in the eyes of every single student who walked across and shook hands with him. He saw purpose in their lives that they didn't see before. And as a result of that, I would have to say, he created the Make It movement. And the Make It movement really is exactly what we're talking about today. How do we help people of all ages find their purpose, find their passion, find where their heart is, and make a living at it? And so I want to ask to come up here and join me is my partner in purpose, Roy Spence, who I should call Dr. Roy Spence.
Wow. Well, thank you for that great introduction, although well-deserved. Dr. Janelle, Willie, Curtis, all of you who brought this thing to life. I know we quote Drucker too much, but he said there are two kinds of folks, people who predict the future and people who create the future. Right here, you've created the future. And, a shout out to my brother, Dr. Rhodes, whatever. Couple of things. Hi, Commissioner. And, Dr. Rhodes came here, I think, 2011 BC. There's a double meaning there, right? Before COVID, but BC. I'm good at this shit. I'm in advertising. Anyway, whether he knew it or not, he came here to build Austin Community College and the whole district as a destination. And Molly-Beth, you know that. A destination where faculty and staff and board members could come and live their purpose, whether he articulated that or not, where you come here and you can live your purpose. He also built this destination for young people everywhere. A destination that says, start here. And when you start here, it's not just finding your academics, it's discovering your purpose and your passion and your talents. And when you leave here, you are more confident that you can make it. And when I say make it, I mean it in a couple of levels. One, you can make a difference. That's what purpose does. You can make a great life. You can make a lot of money, and you can say that word. I want to make a lot of money. Let me hear this. I want to make a lot of money. And you academic people, I love you so much, but it's okay, and I'll help you say this. I'm good at this. Anyway, but you know, fundamentally, when you leave here, you also make friends for life, and you make acquaintances, and you make, in a sense, a difference. So why are you retiring? You were here at BC, but can y'all give a hand to Dr. Rhodes here? So here was the deal. I gave a commencement, and literally, I was on the stage shaking hands with everyone for 2.5 hours. It pissed Richard off so bad. It took so much time, but I couldn't move. I had to talk to every one of them. And it changed my life. And when I decided to create the Make It movement, there was one person I went to first. Well, my wife. And by the way, I've lost my phone. So if you find one, seriously, I have. It's okay though. We gotta let it go. Look up, America. That's enough. I was on the phone with my wife 2 days ago, and I said, honey, I can't find my phone. Anyway, Curtis, I kind of got off track here. Anyway, and the first person I went to see here, first person in America, there's one person I went to see, and that's Richard, and Molly Beth, and Peck Young, and all Brett and everyone. And I said, here's the concept of the Make It movement. And I'll tell you, and he said, we're all in. Make It movement is anchored in a couple of things. Anybody heard of Brownwood, Texas? Whatever. Nice shoes. I grew up there. And there's 4 quick stories, but my sister was born with spinal bifida in the late 40s. And back then, you were supposed to live to be 4 days or 4 months. You know what spinal bifida is. It's worse, where all the nerves are supposed to go in your legs, ball up in an open wound on your back. And she was 4 years older than me. My mom took her, and my dad, and she lived to be 49 years old because of my mom. And us kids would push her stomach and take her to the bathroom. We didn't know that was whatever. We rubbed her legs every night so she didn't have bed sores. I pushed her to school every day. My friends, we looked like the grapes of wrath. We'd go down the street, and all my friends were with me, and for 7 years. And she graduated from high school. And she went to Gonzales Junior College. And every Saturday, don't get mad, I'd push her around, and we'd listen to the Dallas Cowboys and eat Whataburgers. She passed away, and Richard knows this. I was in her bed at 49 years old, and all these years I thought I'd been pushing her, she'd be pushing me. And then my mom was a civics teacher. Do you know what that is? We are going to do something about this. Anyway, and she taught me when I was a senior, and she said, 2 things, Roy: don't call me mama in the classroom, and don't sell my test to your friends. Well, Richard, I'm an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? But I was in the 7th grade. Y'all remember cursive? And I turned in a paper, blue book, on Emerson. He's my favorite because his quote is, don't go where the path may lead, go where there's no path and leave a trail. If y'all weren't here, I'd claim that was my quote, but anyway, that's another. I turned it in, and Gilbert, you know this story too. I still have the paper. I had 8 misspelled words with red everywhere. I still have it. And at the top was a big C-. C-minuses were not celebrated at my home, but Mom didn't say anything. Next year, I'm studying Emerson again in the 8th grade. I said, Mom, I can't do it. I turned it in. She said, do the best you can. I didn't have 8 misspelled words. I have 11. The whole paper was red. And at the top, there was a tiny A-. I'm 75. I look fabulous, right? Andy, Judge, right? Okay. And I said, Mom, I don't get it. There's an A-. And she said, well, you can't spell. But I talked to Mrs. Levacy and I remembered her name. She thinks you can write. This is what education should be about. Let's discover young people's strengths. Anyway, she put her arm around me, and I remembered, I didn't know what she meant. She said, I don't want you to spend another day of your life trying to be average at what you're bad at. I want you to spend the rest of your life becoming great at what you're good at. I just wrote a paper for Bill Clinton Global Initiative. I put initiative into spell check. It said, no suggestion. So Richard and I talked about this. I was traveling around in 2019 BC and spoke to about 500,000 people on the power of purpose. And I was looking for, is there anything we as Americans agree on? This is 2019. And everywhere I went, I couldn't find it. And vodka didn't help, Commissioner. I tried. What is the one thing we all agree on in America? And then I started realizing, and Richard would tell me, but the massive surplus, and they're not jobs anymore, they're careers. Everywhere I went, from the machinist to aerospace to Chamber of Commerce, and I went, oh my God, I got it. The one thing we all agree on. And I'm not even going to charge you, but I want to. But every parent wants their kid to be successful. Can I repeat that? Remember, Commissioner, we talked about the one thing, whether you're right, left, whatever, we want our kids to make it. So I decided to create the Make It movement. And we are using marketing as a force for good. Does anybody remember Don't Mess with Texas? Anyway. And the Make It movement, and I'm going to stop, but is anchored in the idea that our purpose is to use marketing as a force for good to reach young people, thank you, Richard, while they're in middle school and high school, not afterwards. And let them, in our whole sign up, thank you, Allison, Lorraine, and Tracy. We have a massive staff. 3, love you. Our purpose is to help young people starting in Austin, then going to Texas this fall, and then America, NAN 2024. We want every young person to sign up, but not for football or baseball or another class. We're asking them to sign up to discover their purpose. You remember Aristotle? Plato was an asshole. Aristotle's a good guy, good friend. And he said, where your talents, not your mom, not your dad, where your talents, and the needs of the world intersect, therein lies your vocation. We can start right here in the Make It Center and with the Make It movement and use marketing. And I want to own college football. Why do I want to run TV in college football? Everybody watches it. And we're going to use digital, thank you, to reach young people. And we're going to get them to sign up to discover their purpose. And then we're going to connect them with a whole new world of high skill, high income careers that they don't know about. And by the way, every time we do this, the parents come up and say, I wish I'd have known that. Y'all in? It's going to start here. We're going to be on a mission, and I get emotional. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but I'm not giving up. This country needs to rally, not about politics, but rally about purpose. We will not get anything done on common ground anymore. We have to go to higher ground. Every generation is supposed to help the next one make it. Well, we're going to, by golly, and y'all help, we're going to reach these kids with marketing and show them. And we've got the first commercial we did were ACC students, welders, electricians. I'm going to stop by saying, God bless you, Richard. Thank you for spending your life here and making it better. And by the way, all of you, especially the little one, but all of you who are making the Make It Center, we're going to scale this. And if we look back in our lives and said, what did we do together? We gave every young person, this is not politics. If you give young people a vision, they get confidence. Confidence is the number one thing we want to build in young people. That I can go out and make a difference and make money doing what I love to do. Final question, do you have kids? Raise your hand. Quit asking them what do they want to do. What do you want to do? You're old as dirt. You don't know what you want to do. I love you. Ask them, what do you love to do? And listen to them. I love to fish. Okay. You know what a fishing guide makes in Colorado? I'm saying, if you love to sing and suck at it, we got to talk. But the Make It movement is about asking young people, what do you love to do? And then figure out how you can become great at it. So God bless you all at ACC, and God bless everyone here. Let's go help people make it. Thank you. I got so consumed with me, I forgot about you. Monique, come up here. Give this woman a hand. Ms. Umphrey, you are amazing. The provost here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Roy. I got caught up there. I said amen as Roy was talking. Well, I'll have to say this. As provost of ACC, I have so much pride in what's happening here to build bridges to careers. Many of our industries in the Central Texas region are facing a significant skills gap, where there's a shortage of the qualified workers for the available jobs. The Make It Center can help us bridge this gap by introducing individuals to in-demand fields and demonstrating the skills and qualifications that are needed. By showcasing emerging industries and in-demand industries, we can help inspire individuals to pursue their education and training in these areas, thereby meeting our region's workforce development needs. We also know, as we talk about bridges, we know Austin is a city renowned for our bridges. We know there are a lot of people who aren't quite sure what they want to do with their lives. One thing we do know, talent and brilliance are equally distributed, but opportunity is not. By creating the Make It Center, as Roy just mentioned, we're creating the space where every student can find their purpose, can connect with their passion, and have a vision for a brighter future. We want each citizen that comes through these doors, we're not looking at a particular age group, but whether they're elementary students coming, returning professionals that are coming, you've looked at all the World Economic Forum data on the jobs that are shifting, we're going to have a very different future than we've had in the past. But we need everybody to see themselves in our future. As they work in this Make It Center and they explore and they tinker and they build, they'll be able to see themselves with a brighter future. The beautiful thing about it, as Roy said, we know that those who build will create our future. By being able to create their own future, they're changing the destiny, and we'll be co-creating our future together. That's what's so special about this space. I couldn't be more proud of the Make It Center team, from Willie and Curtis and Mary and just everybody. Thank you. This has been a labor of love for them. If you had seen them over the last few months, you would have seen the excitement in their faces each time, excited to share with me the latest thing that they've built. They've taken the vision of Roy and Dr. Rhodes and made it even better than we could have ever dreamed of. I couldn't be more proud of them, but I couldn't be any more proud of the future for Central Texas. When you think about creating a place where everybody feels welcome, everybody sees themselves in the future, in a vibrant future, we're creating a robust, more inclusive future for Central Texas. We can't afford to leave any talent on the table. And that's what happens with this Make It Center. We're ensuring that we help each person find their purpose and get on the pathway for making their dreams a reality. So I want to tell you a little bit more about what's here in this space. We have our showroom, and this is where you can step into some of the most in-demand industries and career pathways in our community. We have exhibits and displays where you can interact and explore. We have a simulation zone where you can use 3D and 4D technology to try on a career. And if you want to do something hands-on, you can visit our Fab Lab. We have projects here to help fuel engagement, creativity, and curiosity, all those things in the World Economic Forum top 10 in-demand skills. So when you want to see how ACC, when you walk through, you'll be able to see how you can explore all of these careers, stop by the showcase, and explore our programs and the areas of study. Overall, we expect the Make It Center to serve as a catalyst for individual growth, economic development, and the creation of a dynamic and inclusive workforce. By launching this space, ACC is supporting the Central Texas region so that we can nurture talent, bridge skills gaps, and inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs and professionals. I hope that as you walk through, you feel inspired to learn. This is the future of career exploration. We can't wait to invite our future Riverbats here to find their future. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to one of our Riverbat students, Dylan.
I'd like to start out by saying thank you to everyone that's here. Y'all have really changed my life for the better. Through this program, being a student here at ACC, I started with the Elgin High School, joining the P-Tech program, which helps us graduate high school with an associate's degree in college. And I discovered my passion through this program, and now I'm on track to graduate with an associate's degree this summer, and it was absolutely free. None of it was, I hadn't paid for anything. The program doesn't just offer that, but it offers a partnership with Athena Manufacturing, who partnered with the program. Athena, through this program, has given me the opportunity to soak in as much knowledge as I could have and showed me what it's like to work for a successful company. I feel fortunate to always have a skill that's in demand. And going through that, it separated me from not knowing what I wanted to do to having a passion for welding. That's why I think this center is so amazing. For anyone young like me, or anyone who already has a career path, I'd want to encourage you to really find what you love and aim to be the best for it. So good that people want to ask you for your advice. For me, welding isn't only a career anymore. This program made me fall in love with welding. It's fun, it's challenging, and it's going to set up my future for success. When I tell people about how I'm graduating high school with an associate's degree and certifications, they're always mind blown that I'm doing this and I'm only 18. The skills I've learned through this program, The skills I've learned through this program have helped me so much that I was able to purchase my own welding equipment, welding machines, get an LLC and start my own thing. Without this program, I wouldn't have a clue with what I want to do after high school. I'd still be clueless to this day. But so I want to end this by thanking everyone at ACC. Everyone here is fantastic. The welding professors, the whole faculty. Troy got me involved in this. And last but not least, my parents. Without my parents' guidance, I wouldn't be who I am today. They've helped me so much. I couldn't have asked for more of a caring mom who wakes up at any time to make sure I leave the house with breakfast and lunch. You know, if it's 6 in the morning or 4 in the morning, she's up when I am. And a dad who raised me so well. I just have one goal in life, and that's to be better than him. He set the bar so high, I know it's gonna be a challenge, but I like challenges, and that's one I'd like to go through. Thank you everyone.
Dylan, thank you so much, and congratulations to you. I just saw your smile as we all celebrated you, and that was just heartwarming. So thank you for sharing. I also wanted to recognize Tamara Atkinson joined us also from Workforce Solutions. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. And I hope that I don't get paid for this later, but I want to thank my mom. My mom is here. My mom is in town from Michigan for this event, and she encouraged me to dream and taught me a lot about resilience and grit. So thank you. So again, thank you for being here. Before I invite you to explore the space, a visit to the Make It Center would not be complete without meeting and hearing from Pepper.
Thank you, Dr. Green. Hi, everyone. I'm Pepper. I'm so happy to welcome everyone to my home. I don't know about you, but I think the Make It Center is pretty cool. When you're here, you enter a world of possibilities where you can explore, learn, and create. It's pretty great. It's my honor to invite you to walk over to the main entrance now, where we will officially cut a ribbon. Afterward, I invite you to look around and enjoy the refreshments. I hope you love it as much as I do. We can't wait to watch Central Texans discover their passions and pursue their purpose here at the Make It Center at ACC.
Thank you again so much for being here. We're going to do the ribbon cutting outside the main entrance of the Make It Center. There are refreshments. Feel free to grab those and start wandering the space and learning more. Thank you.